spy secret. Our world is in danger. You must stop them.
It'll be an adventure.
Some men like dangerous women.
You shouldn't have come here, but I'm glad that you did.
You messed with the wrong family.
Tomb Raider.
You can't be too careful these days. The world has gone bloody mad.
I'll take two.
Experience it in IMAX.
Wow, they actually made a competently good Tomb Raider movie, which means that, yeah, it bombed at the box office, unfortunately. And, it was supposed to be the start of a franchise, and nobody went to go see it because it didn't have the same feel as the Angelina Jolie movies. Yeah, that's why it was good. I mean, I like the Angelina Jolie movies as guilty pleasure films, but if you're really going to sit there and tell me that this movie is not better than that, maybe you're right a little bit here. I mean, it's not the greatest, but it's certainly a lot better than the Angelina Jolie films. But welcome to Time About the Movies, everybody. We've got 3 films from March 16th, 2018, and we're starting off with Tomb Raider, starring Alicia Vikander, fresh off of her Oscar success with The Danish Girl. She is the fiercely independent daughter of an eccentric adventurer who vanished when she was scarcely a teen. Now a young woman of 21 without any real focus or purpose, Lauren navigates the chaotic streets of trendy East London as a bike courier, barely making the rent and taking college courses, rarely making it to class. Determined to forge her own path, she refuses to take the reins of her father's global empire just as staunchly as she rejects the idea that he's truly gone. Advised to face the facts and move forward after 7 years without him, even Laura can't understand what drives her to finally solve the puzzle of his mysterious death. Going explicitly against his final wishes, she leaves everything she knows behind in search of her dad's last known destination, a fabled tomb on a mythical island that might be somewhere off the coast of Japan. But her mission will not be an easy one. Just reaching the island will be extremely treacherous. Suddenly, the stakes couldn't be higher for Laura, who, against all odds, and armed with only her sharp mind, blind faith, and inherent stubborn spirit, must learn to push herself beyond her limits as she journeys into the unknown. If she survives this perilous adventure, it could be the making of her, earning her the name Tomb Raider. We really gotta force the title push at the end there, but yeah, that's really stupid at the end there. But this movie, it's a relief that we actually have an enjoyable movie based off of a video game, since they are very hard to come by. This was still around the time when films like the first Mortal Kombat movie and the Angry Birds movie were kind of the best of the bunch overall, but I had a good time watching this movie. I thought it did a good job of recapturing the spirit of the rebooted Tomb Raider games. Then most people forgot about the Tomb Raider games that were rebooted in the 2010s, which it's a shame on you because those games are freaking awesome, man. I love those games. But yeah, the whole movie does a good job recapturing the video game style of the reboot series and does it with a lot of big action sequences. Like the first real big action scene where the boat is swallowed up in the storm is like something straight out of the game, from the visuals to the action set pieces, and that is so welcoming with a film like this. A lot of these video game adaptations feel like if they steer further away from being like the source material, then the movie will be good, and what a shock, that's never the case at all. This one actually sticks with the source material and works because of it overall. The action sequences in this are spectacular and have a lot of Indiana Jones-esque vibes to them, while also keeping the spirit of the original game in general here. And Alicia Vikander is great as Lara Croft, although she probably wouldn't have been my first pick overall. If I had to pick anybody, I probably would have picked Daisy Ridley from the Star Wars movies, or, hell, go get Camilla Luddington back from the video games. She could have made it work. But Vikander really takes this character and makes it her own character, and again, she makes it work very well, and you want to see more of this character because of how well Vikander plays her. I even like Walton Goggins playing the villain in this. It wasn't Goggins just being there to be an over-the-top bad guy. He was more in check and sophisticated, and wasn't just your typical cliched riddle villain. Now, that being said, the movie is not an all-around winner. It definitely has its problems. For starters, yeah, the rest of the cast is pretty bland and forgettable, mostly because a lot of them are just kind of rushed in there, and we really don't know a whole lot about them. Like Daniel Wu as Lu Ren. He really isn't given a whole lot to do, except just to be Laura's accomplice in the mission. Laura's father, played by Dominic West, he's basically there to just be a mix of both Luke Skywalker from The Last Jedi and Dr. Jones's father from Indiana Jones in The Last Crusade. You never really get invested in any of these supporting characters because the movie doesn't feel like they're giving you that much time and development to do so as they're doing with Lara Croft. But the biggest problem overall is the script. It's really lackluster, And as more of these reboots are coming out, we're starting to see more of a tired and cliched origin story where you have the main character being like a recluse or having potential to be somebody great, but relapses until they get put on this big adventure that reinvigorates their spirits and their thrill for adventure. Yes! And yeah, Batman Begins, Star Trek, even in Solo, a Star Wars story, which is coming up down the road here, it's becoming more of a cliche and a lazy attempt to get passes for writing an actually good origin story. Also, there is a little too much similarity to the Indiana Jones franchise, and even in the third act, which is very reminiscent of the end of The Last Crusade. There's even kind of this final forced tease for future films that's trying to make this feel like something out of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Basically, Trinity is the film's equivalent to Hydra. They're everywhere and anywhere. It's the kind of movie that steals a lot from other movies and has nothing really clever to do with it, and just hopes that this movie is successful enough to make a sequel so we can expand on it. And sadly, that was not the case with this movie. It was not a big hit financially, and yeah, I mean, it did well critically, but it was something that just largely came and went. And it's a shame because there is a lot of good factors in it. I mean, I like a lot of this movie. I think it has enough good action and a great Alicia Vikander performance to carry the movie on its own. And it's still one of the better video game adaptations that was coming out at that time. This is one that won't make a best of the year list, but it's a good enough movie that you can go in and have fun with it. If you want to see a video game film that stays tried and true to the source material of the game themselves, this is definitely the movie to do it with, easily. So there you go, that's Tomb Raider. So let's go ahead and move on to our next movie, which is I Can Only Imagine.
Amazing song. How'd you do this?
You know, I've never told anybody my story.
I can only imagine.
My dad was a monster, and I saw God transform him.
If God can forgive everybody else, why can't he forgive me?
So I wrote this song for my dad.
I can only imagine.
Never heard of this song before this movie came out? Don't blame yourself, because I never knew about this song before this movie came out. But this is directed by the Irwin brothers, who are basically kind of the, I guess they're kind of the the equivalent to Tyler Perry, where they have a built-in audience that will come to see these movies no matter what, as we just saw recently with Young Washington, which was an unexpected hit. But this is based off the story behind the group Mercy Me's song of the same name, which is one of the best-selling Christian singles of all time, and it features J. Michael Finley as Bart Millard, the lead singer who wrote the song about his relationship with his father, played by Dennis Quaid. The cast also includes Madeline Carroll, Trace Adkins, and Cloris Leachman among the cast as well. And like I said with these Christian movies, I don't really go out to see these films in general here, and I've never really seen this, so I really don't know if this was warranted enough to become the hit that it was and eventually lead into a franchise, because they did make a sequel to this not too long ago, and I'm guessing it did okay business overall, but not really. It only brought in $19 million, so it made back $1 million off of its $18 million budget, so it wasn't even a big hit overall, especially with the first film being only $7 million to make. But I don't know. I've never seen it before, so I can't really say if it's any good or not, but I've never had anybody tell me it's one you should definitely check out. But yeah, it's just kind of one where it's just kind of like it's there, but I really don't have anything to say about it in terms of the quality because I haven't seen the film. So let's go back to our to movies that I have seen with our last film that we have here, and that is... Why am I forgetting the name of it? Why am I forgetting the name of it? I just... Love, Simon, that's what it is. Good lord, what's wrong with me?
It's Simon!
Have you ever been in love?
I think so.
You get to exhale now, Simon.
This is about to get romantic as F. I'm glad you're here. I deserve a great love story.
Go big or go home. Hey!
That's amazing. Love, Simon. Rated PG-13.
Get it? Coming out because it's a story about a teenager who's trying to come out of the closet. Get it? Get it? Haha, wink, 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 nudge, nudge, nudge. Yeah, we get the joke here. And yeah, they use the... It's another one of those movies that uses social media Twitter reviews to sell the film in general, but unlike Every Day, this one actually is a really good movie. It's a really amazing... not even amazing film, it's a really good movie, and hey, proof that Greg Berlanti can direct good movies after all, after making stuff like Life as We Know It and also writing the infamous Green Lantern movie. hey, what do you know? This guy actually has some merit in this world. So the movie stars Nick Robinson as Simon Spire, who's a closeted game high school boy who is forced to balance his friends, his family, and the blackmailer threatening to out him to the entire school, while simultaneously attempting to discover the identity of the anonymous classmate with whom he has fallen in love with online. And this was a successful movie, did very well with critics and audiences, and eventually led into a spin-off series called Love, Victor, which came out around the same time I first saw the movie back in May of 2020, and the show was alright, and the movie overall is really good. And it was a movie that I didn't really get a whole lot of buzz and interest for, because honestly, I didn't see the movie until over 2 years after it came out. It was around COVID time, so yeah, I had the free time in the world to go check out a movie like this, so naturally I waited until then, and I'm glad I did, because it is pretty good for the most part. I didn't fall in love with it like everybody else did, but I still did really enjoy the movie. I think it did a pretty good job of normalizing the situation that Simon is in, while also being a very good crowd-pleasing movie and never feeling like it has to get this message out there to you. This is just a simple slice-of-life storyline for this kind of generation, and it is a movie that you can agree with most of the people who saw the film as a modern-day equivalent to a John Hughes movie. It definitely feels like it has that mentality to it, and it's never trying to push this agenda with you overall. This is just a slice-of-life story about a kid who's trying to figure out how to come out to this person that he's fallen in love with, or whether or not he actually believes that he's in a relationship or not. And it's done very well. It's a nice little crowd-pleasing movie with a great cast. It's heart in the right place, a good bit of comedic and dramatic elements, and just an overall entertaining experience overall. I wouldn't say it's an all-around winner, like I think a lot of people gave it when it first came out, but it deserves a lot more respect than I think it does overall. I think it is a very solid film, a well-made film. It's pretty good. I do recommend it. If I could give you the title correctly, Love, Simon. Love, Simon is one you should definitely see. And thus, with all that said, we wrap up another episode of Time About the Movies. Next time we meet, it's one of those weekends where there really is not a lot of good stuff coming out, but we do have a couple of notable things. Not one of them being Pacific Rim Uprising, which Pacific Rim sequel will be awesome if Guillermo del Toro was involved in it, but sadly he's not. He's working on a movie that's winning him an Academy Award with The Shape of Water, so they do a sequel without him, and not good whatsoever. We also have Sherlock Gnomes, the sequel that everyone was asking for from Romeo and Juliet, right? No, of course they weren't. Why would you think that? But we also have Paul, Apostle of Christ. We have Midnight Sun, Steven Soderbergh's latest film, Unsane, and then Wes Anderson delivering another great stop-motion masterpiece of a movie, Isle of Dogs. So we do find some gems hidden in this one in particular, so we'll dig through some bad ones, but we'll get to the good ones eventually. We'll have 6 films to look at: Pacific Rim Uprising, Sherlock Gnomes, Paul, Apostle of Christ, Midnight Sun, Unsane, and Isle of Dogs. So we'll take a look at them coming up tomorrow on the show. I hope you will join me for that. And I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, thank you for that. And if you could, please go ahead and hit that like button, that subscribe button, and that notification button. Also, don't forget to check out our playlist, and don't forget to check out the previous episode we did. So with all that said, whether it's in the past, the present, or the future, I will see you at the movies. Take care.